say this weekend here, team oh yeah, Juma pa BBI kama Barcelona. And first of all, congratulations to Barca. So my job first title in a possible treble.
Yeah, what you say?
In a possible treble.
Name right.
I'm a bit teenage this season. Now, you say game never ready. And that happened. I like this caption in front of Mundo Deportivo. Almost a super Barca. Rich, this season, the success of Hansi Flick and all of the good things that he has done for me, and may start here if you are saying Hansi Flick after the game. Omo bisa ni say day na team na last season struggle kakra. Na waba be fano first season. Na both team able say to the extent say Oma job first trophy. Rich. Hansi Flick say you adwuma bia try to start it with a positive mindset. Na omo akoto omo ho no mo be boa mo ye adwuma no. Puts the positive mindset into our heads. And I think for me, that has been the difference maker for Barca this season. Mental fortitude and the positivity. I mean, say yeah analysis and we talk a lot about tactics on the ball, whatever. But Makani has several times said tactical preparation for matches just about 15 to 20% of the general preparation of games. Essentially, near a dimupa and they say team or person will win because one person will win here. Then Ube win with dwells, Ube win with second balls, Ube aggressive. And remember, 2 examples before I even start the proper analysis of the game. Rich, this is the video of when Barca won a show my first goal. And I want you to indulge me. Say, oh, Facebook, you will see the video. Say, only Facebook, of course, me try say me painty picture nama. Rich, Jude Bellingham Nikita Bona or both true pass. In a true pass, no Pau Kubasi intercept here. Or intercept here, pe. Let me pause here. So what would you do?
I don't say good.
And the Ojina ho. Ojina continue grow. And then he say good say and then my Rich, look at what Pedri did. So Osha, Richard Osha, Pedri for ball no center second ball, long diagonal one. Ekoko to a bench friend Lamine Yamal. Look at Lamine. Pedri no ball pass no, and the space there. Pam. First goal FC Barcelona against Real Madrid. Because Jude Bellingham lost the ball and sat back. And this season, Makacho said there have been about 4 or 5 games at Barca for one bar. Omo mental fortitude, omo ability to somebody dig deeper. And then 2 characteristics of Barca for no have been the difference maker. You can go to the Dalu against Benfica, Oba Bedin Komori against Celta Vigo, against Dortmund when the game became tougher. Again against Team friend Atletico de Madrid in 2 games this season. Constantly. Barca finally decided, say, game in Edeni, it is getting away from us, but let us dig. Rich. Yes, Echo game in it. I think the major problem from Hansi Flick was the fact that not only the starting left back in our branch friend Gerardo Martin, and no starting left back of Alejandro Balde, it's about Gerardo Martin. Barca for Bebre, if he say Hector Fort is a better player in there than Gerard Martin, but Gerard started with a midfield 3 of Pedri, Frankie de Jong, Dani Olmo, Rafinha, Ferran Torres, and our branch friend Lamine Yamal. We expected Real Madrid to go into the game with a 4-4-2, and same happened. Rudiger, Asensio, Mendy, Lucas Vazquez, Chimeni, Ceballos, Valverde, Bellingham, Rodrigo, and our branch friend Vinny Jr. over there, and that's exactly how the game did pan out. Rich, make I say on Saturday, Abraham may have a pre-match analysis. No, make I say one of the key things about Senia Barca on the ball, no, Senia Barca for no, you see the constant pressing and the 6 to 10 seconds of press consistently. I said, Bono, any free aggressively within that space of time. they will make sure say they will win the ball back and then press you aggressively to make sure so omo kita ball na omo kwa show. Rich, I think that was an excellent starting lineup from Hansi Flick, because although the absence of a brand here, your friend Robert Lewandowski would have been huge for Barca in terms of goals, a 4-3 of Ferran Torres, Dani Olmo also being in the starting lineup. Lamine Yamal and Rafinha was super aggressive. It will share. In the first half, Barca was so consistent to Tomo press. Press, counter press, press, counter press, consistently. And of course, our first goal, no, Mania 1-0. Rich, that first half was all of Pedri Gonzalez beam. Total dominance of the ball on and off it. And Barca won pressing and suffocating Madrid for. I think Madrid went into the game just as we predicted. So again, in my pre-match analysis now, I told you, say me, if I were in the shoes of Carlo Ancelotti, I would cede possession to Barca. And ceding possession to Barca for me, I just said the very first time a Madrid phone have accepted, say Barca phone are better than them. And they did. Jabo them Barca phone. Ball. You they stay compact and then stay in the game as long as possible. Throughout the game, Barca will not be able to press as aggressively as they did in the first half, because of course energy levels are better from. Then in those instances, that is when you take your chances and try to head steamer your friend FC Barcelona. So Ancelotti went into it with a 4-4-2, trying to make sure that they will have openings in the wide areas anytime as our space is not ever, and that's exactly what they did. The problem, however, with Carlo Ancelotti and Emrantiano, it wasn't just about the on-the-ball job, but off the ball, it wasn't helping. In fact, throughout the game, I could sense enough Federico Valverde and Inge was so angry, and almost every time Biaro or catch your boys say, then I'm on the ball, consistently asking questions of Tima, your friend FC Real Madrid. Rich, before I move on to the tactical conversation, in watching the game, referee Ricardo Borges, did you get the sense to say he was influenced now?
No. But in the game,
it was a good game.
You see, my problem is that better than you being a referee. What the game you say? Yeah, no incident back who create back as a way there. Nanka referee any anke.
Okay.
Ain't see. Even van money at the crowd to get decision. You be any problems. Ain't see. And to me as a referee, no be the game be in 100%.
I think that Nyakani is spot on. But Rich, for me, watching the game throughout, I could get a sense to say the Madrid for one year in the day before had affected the referee. And so me can influence, I don't mean to acquire them with
Oh yeah, I understand.
I mean say essentially I say a hand affecting the kaka. And you could tell, Rich, I don't know why VAR did not look at this. VAR Jadiri. It was a penalty by Ukubasi. Me person Barca we no overshadow that. Barca great. But you could tell, say the decision making be it was questionable. And again, you go back and look at this decision also. For me, this one, I don't have an issue with it because Federico Valverde was going down and in a natural position. So I don't have a problem. But you could see a lot of situations. Oh, give me my Messina Burgess 50-50 be or as an essay because essentially Barca were dominating the game and then what Madrid had done in the course of the game. Which at 1-0, now you call halftime the Bayern. Did you believe say Madrid could play ball on boy in the second half, Rana?
No.
To be very honest, I think I need to give Carlo Ancelotti a lot of credit for second half performance. Whilst in the first half, Madrid decided to cede possession to them. Or by second half, they understood that now, be anywhere you be lose him. It's impressive, aggressive, and that's what Madrid did. And so aggressive personal. Baby, winning the ball to create 2 or 3 chances before the Mbappe goal was Pedri and not Olusu over the area. Constantly, now Barca were being forced to make mistakes. And of course, Boniko came and Mbappe said, then that free kick from Kylian returned Mbappe. Rich. In Madrid winning a game now, like the headlines would have been totally different in favor of Mbappe. Because that free kick was sumptuous. And then they set Madrid follow on a route to a certain Romatanda and Bambesi. Then Orient Chimeni, 2 Frenchmen, making it 2-1. Each in the 83rd minute, 82nd minute. When we say Madrid, I had with that. Madrid leading 2-1, 83rd minute. Now, to analyze the situation proper, count the number of players in the Barcelona half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It means that
Barca half.
Barca half. Anyway, tactical board. Madrid leading 2-1 in the 83rd minute. This is where game management comes in. Because NSL told was who lead the game. No, I think at this point in time, Madrid for no were trigger happy. No one will say, oh, you exactly.
Maybe a bit me another goal.
Insurance go now for your and then oh boy. Madrid had the power on, and it was so uncharacteristic of them to do this. But Rich, whilst Madrid made this mistake, forget about Madrid's mistake. Then let's move on to this boy that we call Lamine Yamal. Me person should be a Lamine Ajebono. At this point in time, Lamine Ajebono. Fran Garcia is closing in on him. And I'm saying this because, Rich, you're describing Lamine Yamal with in some nicely, baby, about the quality, the goals, all share, the dribble, and yada. Rich, one thing that a lot of Barca fans have probably not seen with Lamine Yamal, any creative output, you know. So, one should go, and that one should go, and that one should be brino. Does Lamine Yamal help his teammates to thrive at our top? In this game, people have forgotten Lamine Yamal 2 assists. We didn't talk about the first one. The brilliance to find our space, you know. Oh, the ball, the 2 women, Pedro, ever share. Then, she may be a J ball or J ball, Frank Garcia closing, no. On himself, on the stop. So, your tactical ball, no, so hard. Are you 2v2? Asensio versus Rafinha, Ferran Torres versus Antonio Rudiger. Now, look at Lamine's understanding of space. 2v2 is very clear where you're seeing. Look at Lamine's understanding of space. When we say space, don't much. Ebani Mrika, Rafinha will be better than Asensio. Ebani Mrika, Ferran Torres will be better than him. But the signal for Lamine to put the ball through to Ferran Torres, no, and not to Rafinha, no, any. So, you will see the Ferran Torres as or bend around, no, Kakra, to stay on side and to also go on his toes, not on his knees, quickly to go and get the ball. And one Lamine the ball on the two pam. The rest they say is history. For me, I thought the book Couture as part of
no Piabede.
Make someone be some ones Couture or Quahin. One after but I think that he knows to say Rudiger and proud in him. And not only say Rudiger and Drew Honum. It is Sadia on try. Non-conscious obey my baby for Anuma. It didn't work. Rich, at the beginning of the analysis, I told you about mental fortitude and the fact that Barcelona wanted more. In the 117th or the 16th minute, Barcelona kwakoshe Madrid Ajebono. Short pass from here. And so we compare what Lamine Yamal did. Onunya Bono and Edium long into space because when you say threat to him. Modric Ajebono or find a branch of friend of Brahim Diaz to go and attack the space. Bono. Although Jules Kunde Wonechi, but a branch of friend of Brahim Diaz could not get there. I think that is, it tells you everything about Barca team. You know. Mental fortitude, the ability to dig deep, and of course, maybe a lot of credit to team my friend FC Barcelona for a Jumom. Yeah. I think that we have to talk about Madrid for an indiscipline, you know. I hear too much, and yes, I hear too much.
Rudiger.
I hear too much from Rudiger and Ubia. Carlo Ancelotti, so your chance now. Uncle, she call it a day. Our Madrid Honum. I think that congratulations also in order for Liverpool for an slot. And then, me share upon a Facebook. I remind me say me post video be on Facebook 1 year ago. And me some analysis of Anslot any Liverpool team, you know, where I mentioned say Anslot the jump from Eredivisie to the English Premier League is too steep. Into relaxing expectations, but Anslot ashata sani omana ene or you're part of only 5 managers are Omaji English Premier League in our first season with of course Jose Mourinho, Manuel Pellegrini, Antonio Conte, Carlo Ancelotti, and no Anslot name. Nah, look at that. Oh, Liverpool, come on. I'm best celebrate you. especially because in 2019-2020, Omentimi Amfem P and one, they are really, really going to enjoy this one. And congratulations, Liverpool essentially, for me, the best club England as it stands now. Almost say on person will be next season. Me to say purpose next season they'll compete. We'll see how it goes. And then Yamen can run in once. Yami had much. Now we'll speak of the run in, then see how things will go over there. But oh dear, which say me remo run in you are ready. Na which you see maybe sir your senior colleague.
Okay.
Nathan Kwao.
Okay.
Of Sporty. Our Twitter say, Miss Reno, Manchester United problem. Who's on the United in him?
Sure.
Say, a coach and a day. And what is the solution? Because when you say, sometimes I feel like Enko for Chelsea for now, I follow Chelsea issues well. No, sometimes they don't make good analysis of Chelsea. The person can be a best analyst, whatever. But say, you want to say, "Yo, clubber."
They are the emotions.
Yeah, you fail at it. It maybe someone we United for no. I wouldn't need problem. What's your problem?
The tennis at home. Team, first of all,
yeah,
I'm a Tati and Manchester fans in the new England.
Yeah,
do don't know if for no America for no they don't spend. The answer is almost spend it.
Yeah,
America for be told Manchester no almost spend it huge.
Yeah.
But you top quality.
Okay.
The right place.
Okay.
What I say?
Yeah.
I need first of all.
Yeah.
Secondly, I think problem there down no. And your coaching kwa and then your players then kwa. The entire team you hear a holistic approach. I didn't think I say. So we a team now top players.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you spend it.
Yeah.
You're spending as a result in ma.
Yeah.
It means that as I am to the right place, no. Ultimate for two coaching so kwa. Why am I a recruitment, no?
Yeah.
Why am I a class and conference our place in the form, right? Sanko for Nina, Ubia Hubomu, and coffee, you see, there be a metatis among phobes as Argentina, Manchester player be a fitting one. No open for me very well. The simple answer is that they see a Manchester environment in there down, a toxic.
Yeah.
And obi anyone sebi o ye adwuma toxic environment be successful that because enema what team ni nyina ye enema say who play no crowd bobo concentration crowd no enko ye
it from now to this summer
so the say ya top players in be result name ma say ye ni ankasa recruitment no ye nya wrong
the players no more better
jabi kwan ye jabi kwan mo nko
Holland is your shego
ono dia makasa tie saa kwa no Kofi ye tensa me nton no
okay move on
o de David ya njare ye ni empatim ni amfa ni cho mo o de mu obi amfes kama because ye have to say the 20 kura to obi anto
because you tell me this a question this weekend we go share table no and meaning say United is not performing well but we move it to the 17th. I don't know someone who are.
Oh yeah, mini
17th, and it means that only 17th. It's like a
congregation. Aye. Tanya switch no money. Already less than Saram to no mukwa.
Yeah.
Isn't Jackie can't go
relegation and a club the level of Manchester United reach 15 losses in the English Premier League. Ruben Amorim Bayern will lose 13 games out of I think about 20 or so. 13. Apart from Ipswich. Any relegation for Monama losing the most matches. It is not the level of Manchester United. And someone say, what is the way to go for Manchester United? Because it's a shambolic, a very, very shambolic over there for Manchester United. And I think that maybe there are two approaches you can go. Either say, mobile very aggressive. Number two, this summer. Aggressive spending.
No, you see, Kofi, when you be a situation, they do maybe a BB Kakano. Yes, say Empire see a bopan say. Yentimi winning Europa and from Copa Champions League.
Which we see.
And yes, sir, there are so many players here for my union.
No, Rich, I'm saying this today, and I know that one day I'll come back to it. Say United qualify for Champions League in the rebuilding process. We here 1 or 2 seasons away from Champions League.
Now, where fiscal Beluzana? The sponsors need to be able to
good club now. Engu club no. Yes.
Now after revenue, somebody go to play.
But you see, and what I say aggressive on certain level of players. No amount of time because Rich, who can say change na United and say back to that next year. It's probably going to be far-fetched.
You can't say this year, but see better than.
But who go Champions League na koye dieng.
Young Kobe.
Akwa dieng.
Young can't see a coach. You young Kobe.
Champions League
At least you, maybe. On say, Sawasha, the last I think I'm saying last week go baby, you be some man catch us say. Reason I must say, EPOs over here. Yeah, but so we players in the Chrome which park and so I say. Almost shut down fan one didn't find money now. So simple. Management I catch them say, look. Say a position now at Danankas and already your sponsors in the booth. Say yan sound quite rope crowd, yeah. And you be more cry. I'm going to take you off to keep you on the mind. So the attendant said, now, Epion and Yamaji
married still.
It's young found one didn't now cover Europa. Champion League, you say they are intimate cover baby.
I understand.
But the uncover in the sponsors in years.
For me, I don't think that would be prudent way of managing Manchester United problems.
I know you what's up. I know
you say, oh, won't take a decision. Oh, to take it. Oh, you can't say it. Right? Nyambese me chere say uko Champions League na. Yes, ubetimi akobo quarter final we be now after the 2 years time o problem that so hono.
Yeah.
I think that it has to be like aggressive. No United for start a proper rebuild. Say Amorim na money ni be kwa. Amorim
this is Manchester.
Oh, see, so you're telling me
Manchester United.
But players now they can't give you the result that you want. And ultimately so inside the whole team in one season.
So and I make a say Yanji Europa. Say Europa near I sorry, Leon.
Nana Leon.
Oh, yeah, I ain't to be Salion. Yes, Salion.
We had the red card back.
But yeah, no, and Cabo, my dear, no,
but yeah,
but yeah, you need none say. Me and champion, you need none say, EP and the Yamobra. Europa, which we just it's your bed, Europa, but champion. To me, shall let it go. But to the Rabia, now,
wrap up, be now, why you don't walk for wrap up, baby. Yeah, boy, what's my analysis, Chelsea? Sano, but born on the left side, Laviaba, and me say, you're golden ticket to Champions League. You season now. Some supercomputer. Yes, the supercomputer.
Massa. It's where Manchester, who are to meet
Manchester, the Yancy Bessie, no, the Yancy Newcastle. That's it. Why?
That's a Namiadma. Ebertoso at the FE Champions League. Ayala Mushi, or Radem, which means a reflection.